This video is about the king of 180 hand cannons, the specific gun that has the capacity to upend a lobby if you know how to get the ball rolling.
Double down. 3 opponents down. Fantastic. Excellent. Call the practice order. Call the Thanatonauts. The Jinxing scribes. Call everyone so they can witness you.
A few days ago, I told you about a god roll on the Deepstone Crypt 180 hand cannon, the Posterity. And I said if you had one of these and you had the right combination of perks on it, you were a lucky person. So I decided to wrangle a team together, head back into Deepstone Crypt, and see if I could snag the god roll. And behold, that's exactly what happened. So I took my old one, I put it in the vault after over 1,000 kills on it, and this is my new baby. And once we dropped Taniks, I stepped up to the chest at the end of the raid, and I was prepared to lose all of my spoils for this gun, and that's precisely what I did. Almost 200 spoils later, and I was handed this Posterity with Killing Wind and Rampage, as well as accurized rounds and a stability masterwork. It's my 4 out of 5 god roll. I slapped Rampage spec on it. Just the barrel was a miss, and even so, Chambered Compensator is not a bad barrel at all. Besides, I'm getting a lot of extra range and handling with Killing Wind active, so I'm not so worried about losing the handling on the barrel when I'm getting like 40 handling whenever I get a kill anyways. So the clips in the background, they're going to show you just why I love this weapon. In the 24 hours after I got this to drop, I managed to snag 440 final blows with it, including numerous we ran out of medals, almost a 60 kill game, some crazy multi-kills. I would encourage you, pay attention to the background gameplay and enjoy the carnage there. Sometimes I specifically edit my videos to hopefully have the gameplay say just as much as I am saying with the commentary. I feel like it's really telling, and I try to make sure that I'm editing it in such a way that you're seeing what the strengths of the weapon are, and that's sort of also supplementing what I'm saying in the commentary. So I think it's worth paying attention to. And just after one kill, this 180 hand cannon is turning into an absolute monster, reaching far into 140 hand cannon range and 3 tapping enemies with just one stack of Rampage. At one stack, it's going to do 67 damage to the head. That means 3 headshots will yield 201 damage. At a 180 RPM, that means that you are out-dueling 140s and telling them to sit down and shut up. Killing Wind is making those 3 taps even easier by bumping your range out by 20 while also increasing the damage fall-off distance by 5%. This is also boosting your mobility by 50 and your handling by 40. The perk is superb for kill chaining. It's specifically designed for that. And that's why it's such a good choice on a 180 hand cannon, because I talked about this in the previous video. It seems like that's really part of the core identity of 180 hand cannons, and Bungie has really sort of built that into them by giving them deeper mag sizes and lots of kill chaining perks in their perk pools. Now, I decided that I wanted to take full advantage of the kill chaining potential, so I'm using the Secant filaments to their exotic boots for the Warlock to activate Devour while also giving me an empowering rift to shoot from. So that means my first kill with the Posterity can already be a 3 tap at 70 damage per headshot in the rift, so I don't need to get Rampage up and running in order to 3 tap. If I have my rift available to me and I'm running max recovery, so I get lots of rifts, then I have that option available to me too. And then I can start chaining kills and refilling my health on every kill with Devour up. So when you get it rolling, man, it is one of the most fun ways to play that I've experienced in several months. It's so satisfying, feeling like a bowling ball tumbling down the lane. Now, I mentioned that it was the king of 180s, and I imagine that already that ruffled some feathers, and people probably rushed to the comment section to say, oh, well, what about this, what about that, what about Frontier's Cry, Survivor's Epitaph, etc. So let's chat about the comparisons here. I know Frontier's Cry is pretty popular right now, so we'll start with that. We'll use that as the baseline here. Frontier's Cry. Hey, it's a great gun. And it's absolutely much more accessible, no doubt about it. I mean, you can focus it, you can farm for it anytime Iron Banner comes around endlessly. And comparatively, Posterity requires you to raid. And on top of that, you most likely will need to spend some spoils to farm it. So yes, Frontier's Cry, much more accessible, no doubt. And you might say, well, Frontier's Cry has kill clip and Adagio, so it can 3-tap after a kill too. And that is true, it can. But let's make some distinctions here. So Posterity, it's got more aim assist, better recoil at base 100, faster reload speed, and slightly more stability. Frontier's Cry, it does have more range, but it's basically negligible. It's only 3 more range. And then when you take into account Killing Wind, when that's active, oh man, you're going to be getting, you know, plus 20 range. So Posterity is going to be outrange the Cry by a landslide. Now in the first column, Frontier's Cry has Tunnel Vision and Rapid Hit. And those are the 2 perks that I personally recommend in the first column. They're both great perks, but I've used Rapid Hit rolls on 180s extensively. I've put over 1,000 kills on my Posterity with Rapid Hit. I've got hundreds of kills on an Epitaph with Rapid Hit. And I'm going to say that the stability, it can already be pretty high on these 180s, and the recoil is pretty manageable. It's more backwards than up. So I'm more interested in range and mobility, you know, the things that Killing Wind offers after a kill. And the aim assist is already 80 on the Posterity, so I'm really not all that interested in what Tunnel Vision has to offer too much when compared to Killing Wind. Killing Wind is the clear winner to me, and that's having used all of those perks. My Frontier's Cry, which I featured in my previous video for a little bit, that one is Tunnel Vision and Adagio, and I find myself wishing that it had Killing Wind instead. So Tunnel Vision requires a reload to activate, and during that time, you know, I'm losing precious seconds on my Adagio buff, right? So the fact that Frontier's Cry can't roll Killing Wind is already a mark against it for me. And that brings me to Rampage. Rampage allows me to 3-tap at 1 stack without reloading the weapon like Kill Clip, and can be chained unlike Kill Clip. So I like it more on 180s now that they had that damage buff. And Adagio, hey, it makes Frontier 3-tap, sure, but Rampage on Posterity lets me do that without slowing down the rate of fire. So I prefer Rampage. Rampage makes better use of the deep mag sizes of 180s as well compared to Kill Clip and Tunnel Vision. I'd rather just keep shooting, you know, knowing that those buffs are kicking in instead of reloading before the bottom half of the mag to activate the buffs. And the last thing that I'll say about the Posterity versus the other 180 hand cannons, like Frontier's Cry, is that the sight picture while aiming the Posterity is indisputably the best. Frontier's Cry is fat as heck. She a chunky girl. It covers so much of your screen, and the optics sit barely above the physical top of the gun, making it harder to see what you're shooting at. The sights on the Posterity are clean. They're raised up off of the gun, and the gun itself is much sleeker and thinner, so it covers much less of your screen. It's so much easier to aim than the Frontier's Cry, and it's not even close. I do like the sight picture of the Epitaph, and that takes my number 2 slot for sure. And I honestly liked the West of Sunfall and the Optative sights as well. But the Posterity just takes the cake for the cleanest look while ADS for me, which helps solidify its position as the number 1 180 hand cannon out there. Also, it isn't sunset, so that helps. What do y'all think? Do you have a good Posterity? Did you keep one? Are you planning on getting a good roll to play with? If you're worried about not having a raid team, I would suggest you reach out to a guy named Seeker on Twitter or on his Facebook page even. He does raid help every week for folks looking to get some raid loot. He teaches you the ropes. He doesn't just carry you and then kick you out. His goal is to enable you to leave with loot and knowledge about how to clear it with your friends moving forward, so I highly recommend. Good luck in all of your farming endeavors, my friends. Thanks for watching the video, and if you enjoyed the plays, hey, would you consider leaving a like in the video, and feel free to subscribe for additional Destiny 2 content. Be warm and well fed, my friends, and I hope to catch you in the Crucible.
You made that look easy, Warlock. 3 opponents down. Look at them fall. Fight until there's nothing left. 2 for 1. That shut them down. Double down. almost there. Zone C lost. Enemy has advantage.
Two for one. Two for one. Two for one.